Hello. Hello. Welcome to the waiting room. Let me introduce myself. I am the stage manager, and my job is to lead you, the audience, through a series of scenes all set in various waiting rooms. We find waiting rooms in many places and for many reasons. Today, we will be visiting some of those waiting rooms. We begin in the North Airport waiting room. Here we find a frazzled mother and her family, especially her son, Christopher.
Shoes. Ooh, I do wish my husband would get back. He went out for bottled water, leaving me here to cope. All these kids and bags and... I think I'm a little frazzled.
My name is Charlie. We're going on a long trip. My dad has a new job there in Blue. When I get on the airplane, I'm going to go see the pilot. Maybe he can show me how to dance. Do you have a dog? No. When we get to my new house, I'm going to get a dog. Do you have a dog? What's his name? I think I'll name mine Rover. Swift. That's my mom and baby sister up there. My big sister is over by the potch. She doesn't want me. She says that she'll be leaving all her friends, not me. And she even wonders if there will be any cute boys there. Yeah, stupid girls.
Here you are, Charlie. Now, you've got to stick close. You know, you can get lost. What do I tell you about talking to strangers all the time? I don't think everybody here needs to know all our business. Do you? Zip it. Good? Okay, Charlie. Now, stay close. Charlie likes to say things, a lot of things, to everybody. Well, just yesterday, he was telling the grocery store clerk all about our trip and exactly how much the trip cost, every bit. He's also a mischief maker. Gets lost a lot. At a shopping store mall the other day, looked everywhere, couldn't find Charlie. Looked all around, had the whole store hunting for Charlie. All of a sudden we thought, wait a minute, there's a clothing rack right beside me. Looked in there, sure enough, there's Charlie, playing hide and seek. Oh my. One time, we were even looking for him at our own house. Running around, looking all over for Charlie. Thought, oh hey, here's a ladder leaning up against the roof. Yep, Charlie had climbed it. Curious how this happened at Christmas with Santa going down the chimney. So, Charlie checked it out. Got stuck. Had to call the fire department to get him out. It's really hard to keep track of a kid like this. That boy.
Here you are, Elsa. I need someone to water with all stress going on. And here, please don't worry about our Charlie. He's just a very social child. He loves to chat people up. No doubt in time, he'll probably outgrow it.
Where are you now, Charlie? 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 Oh, Charlie, come out from there. Now we're gonna board soon. Get ready, okay?
Attention travelers, flight number 27 is now ready to board. man? Are you going on a trip? Oh, that's all right. Well, how old are you, son? Can you tell me your name? Poor boy, so awkward and shy. But too bad. But no doubt time. He'll probably outgrow it.
Why do they always pick on me? They never ever let me be. I'm so lonely, so awful sad. It's been a long, long time since I've been glad. But I know what I'll do by and by. I'll eat some worms and then I'll die. And then I'm gonna wait and see. They'll be sorry they picked on me. Thanks. I do too know where I'm going. And I'm 7 years old. And my name's Charlie. So there.
You know, Charlie never does outgrow it.
But just gotta love me.
Just one more gray hair.
Now, we move from the airport to a doctor's office where we find 3 elderly women. The time is 2020, the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm Sarah Smith. I'm here for my 2 o'clock. I have a fever of 102 and a cough, so I thought I'd remove my mask.
Hi, I'm Ruth McIntyre. I'm here for my 2:15 appointment. I've got a little bit of a cough and a fever. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Edith Johnson. I'm here for my 2:30 appointment. I'm a little early. I've been having some body aches, a little bit of a fever, and last night I just started sweating a lot.
Say, don't I know you two?
Yes, you look familiar too, both of you.
From a long time ago.
My memory says it's been over 60 years. Hello, Edith. Hello, Ruth.
Oh, Sarah! Hi!
Hi.
Well, we were right here in this waiting room. Only we were much younger. Amazing. The walls are still the same depressing colors. They never changed it.
I thought you moved away.
Oh, well, we did. Our kids went to college, and then my husband was ready to retire. We wanted to come home.
Well, I'm glad you did, so I can see you here today, both of you.
I'm married, and my husband and I, when we were in our early 30s, moved away because my husband had a job in another state. But he died 2 years ago, so I came back home.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. The wounds are a little fresh, but I'm moving forward. And you know, seeing the two of you reminds me how great this town was.
Only the last time we were here, that was when the polio epidemic had hit our town.
I remember that time like it was yesterday. That's when I found out I had polio. I was 10 and I was scared to death. Some of my friends had polio and they got so sick. My best friend died.
Oh, How painful and scary that must have been. Some of my friends got the disease too. Some were okay, others were paralyzed, and some even died. You know, that was when I decided that I wanted to become a nurse, and guess what? I did.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Thank you.
That's awesome. You know, you were only 10 years old then. How can you remember everything?
Well, I remember Mom and Dad taking me to the hospital in our car. There were so many kids in town with polio. The hospital was overwhelmed and there weren't enough nurses. So Mom and Dad had to push me around on a stretcher. I had to lay flat. I couldn't sit up. They had to wheel me into an isolation ward where they put me in an iron lung.
An iron lung? I've never even seen one of those things. How long did you have to stay in it?
Well, those big metal tubes scared me too, but I'm glad it helped you breathe better.
I was in that tube for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Everybody who had polio was in the iron lung for 6 weeks?
No, the iron lung was for a type of polio called mobile spinal polio. That type of polio affects the muscles you breathe with. Everybody in that room had that type of polio. Some of us stayed 6 weeks, some stayed longer, some stayed less. Sometimes the person next to you just wasn't there the next day.
How awful that must have been. You know, when I was in nursing school, we studied about polio too, and there was a type of polio that also affected the skeletal muscles. So people would have weak arms and weak legs, and some had to use crutches, canes, or leg braces, and some were even in wheelchairs, but it didn't treat the disease, and it didn't help cure people's ailments. It wasn't long after the polio epidemic came through our town that the polio vaccine came out. And later when I got married, I made sure my kids had the polio vaccine.
I did it too. You know, everybody that I know had the polio vaccine because of all the other epidemics that they saw. And I'm so glad for the vaccine. Did you guys know that FDR had a polio? But he had this idea to do the March of Dimes, where he thought everybody in the United States just gave one dime, then he could wipe out polio. And all that money went to research, and the scientists came up with a vaccine.
That's incredible.
Yes, pretty smart.
Sarah Smith, we're ready for you in the exam room.
Looks like that's me. I hope you guys are here when I get back.
I hope so too. Good luck. You know, Edith, I hope I'm not rude by asking, but I just can't even imagine what it must have been like to be in an iron lung for 6 weeks. How could you stand it?
Well, I couldn't imagine it today. But then I was 10. I just did what I was told to do.
Did they give you any other options for treatment at the time?
No, I don't think so. For those of us with a polio that affected our breathing, the iron lung was really the only treatment.
Wow. So your family had to sit with you for 6 weeks.
No. Remember, I was in isolation. Polio was very contagious. And back then, they didn't know how it was passed from one person to the next. So there was no family, no friends. Just Catholic nun nurses walking around. Lying there in that iron lung, all I could see were these women dressed up in black and white, looking like penguins. They didn't ask me if I needed anything. They didn't ask if they could do anything for me. All I could really hear was the rattling of their beads and the constant pumping sound of that iron lung. You know, that iron lung sound really had an effect on me. To this day, I can't sleep without a fan or something making noise in my room.
How awful that must have been. You know, when I was becoming a nurse, there were very few cases of polio back then, but even so, even with the vaccine, we still had to study the most effective treatment at the time for treating polio. And that was Sister Kenny's method of applying hot packs and heat to the body. So the heat did help, but it didn't cure the disease. Thank goodness the vaccine was effective in treating the disease.
And how wonderful that is. What I really remember is just a profound sense of being alone and scared.
Well, how long did it take for you to get back together with your family?
Well, after I got out of the iron lung, they took me to a regular hospital room for about a week. There, family and friends could visit me. Oh, it seemed longer. After that, I got to go home.
So the worst of it was over then when you got home?
You could say that. I still had a long road ahead of me. I had to learn how to swallow all over again. I choked a lot. One time, I remember standing at the kitchen sink with my mom. I was choking, and I couldn't hardly breathe. And she just said, "You're going to have to figure this out for yourself. I will always be with you." Talk about tough love.
Well, think of how awful that must have been for your mother. How horrible it had to have been for her to just stand by and not be able to help her daughter from choking.
I know, but for a long time, I thought she was just mean for not helping me. I even thought she didn't love me.
Oh my.
There were really only two things the doctors recommended. One was my parents couldn't allow me to hide away because of the drooping to the side of my face. And two, I had to chew lots of gum and blow bubbles. Oh, I had to learn to play the clarinet.
And that was supposed to help with your muscles of breathing then?
Yes.
That's really something. So, how'd you like playing the clarinet?
For me, it was like taking medicine. But you know, it did help. Today, I can swallow pretty well. And most people don't notice the drooping on the side of my face. I don't really notice it much anymore. It's just me. And I did learn to play the clarinet.
Oh.
I started off squeaking, ended up with some nice tones.
Oh, Sarah, you just missed a really wonderful conversation we were having about Edith's bout with polio so many years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. You know, Ruth, I've often thought how lucky we were that we didn't have polio.
Tell me about it. My parents locked me away in the house for 2 months. The swimming pools were closed that summer, restaurants were closed, theater was closed. You know, we were all just isolating ourselves because we were going to protect the ones we loved. We were all afraid of getting it.
But enough of the past. Sarah, what did you find out from the doctor?
Well, the oxygen level is a lot lower than he wants it to be. He doesn't know what's wrong. He's ordered the ambulance to come and get me and take me to the hospital. I'm so scared. I think it's COVID. I think that I've had friends go into hospital and they've never come back out.
Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry. I'd like to stay in contact with you while you're in the hospital. Maybe by phone or FaceTime.
Oh, FaceTime. My grandson's been teaching me how to do FaceTime.
Oh, wonderful. I wish they had that when I was in the hospital. I just remember how alone and afraid I was at that time. And I don't want you to go through the same thing.
Yes, and I don't want another 60 years to go by before we get in touch again. So If it's okay with you, Sarah, I'd like to keep in touch with you too.
I would love that.
Great. Here, whoops, there goes my Kleenex. Gives you my number here.
I mentioned earlier that waiting rooms can be in various places. We now find ourselves waiting in hell, where two people have been called into the boss's office.
Damn it to hell.
Here, let me help you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Peter. Peter Principal.
Hi, Peter. I'm Desdemona. My friends call me Mona. I haven't been here for very long. Only 75 years.
Say, are you here for the 75th year review? I was told to be here for a meeting, but
I don't think so. I just had my 75th year review. I'll be off of employee probation. I'm not sure when I'll be off employee probation. I hope this doesn't take long. The last time I stepped away from my cubicle, my workstation got so backed up I couldn't leave for years.
stuck in a cubicle. Sounds like hell.
Yeah, you could say that. The worst part was, every time I got close to being done for the day, I had to start over again. When the never-ending day finally ended, so many people bolted for the door, you could say that all hell broke loose.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. 3rd floor, right? Be glad you're not 5th floor. Boiling hot. The thermostat never works. Air conditioner's been on the fritz for the beginning of time. Don't get me wrong. I love my job.
I wish I could say that. Seems like you don't fit in with the group here. Maybe you could show me the ropes.
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. I could show you a thing or two.
I could really use a mentor.
And I could really use her.
Pardon?
Huh? Oh, I could show you. I've been a top performer here. In fact, you could say I'm here about a job opportunity.
Really? I'd like to make a move too, but I keep making mistakes. My lead says I'm not in alignment with the mission statement.
What do you mean?
Yesterday, I put a hold on a big data file inspection for the newest initiative.
Oh, you mean the overpriced widget that breaks instantaneously after purchase? That one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
I had an idea that would make it last 30 seconds. Think of all the people that would be less disappointed. Product development was not happy. They said I didn't understand their vision. Anyway, I stayed to finish the inspection, but my lead was mad. Boy, was he mad. His face turned red. Steam was coming out of his ears. There were flames coming out of his nose. His nose! I should have pulled the fire alarm.
Oh, you mean Larry, right? Yeah, I worked with him in the mailroom. Good old Larry. Some people are just like that. Give him some time, he'll simmer down.
You say so. I was just trying to help improve the procedure. I want to make the world better.
Help yourself, do not
take a free drink lunch with the also. Let's see. Desdemona? Desdemona!
Oh, just remember the company motto. The secret to success is knowing who to blame for your failures.
I'm here, Mr. Jacob.
Good. Sit down.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Jacob.
Call me Jake. Desdemona? Mona. Mona, we have a problem here at the company store. Do you know our motto?
It's been a few years since orientation. You mean, the secret to success is knowing who to blame for your failures.
Not that one.
You can do anything you set your mind to, as long as you have an endless supply of disposable labor.
No.
From Hell Inc., widgets you'll never need at twice the price.
Not that one either. The one about our customers.
If we keep ignoring our customers, maybe they'll leave us alone.
Desdemona, this morning you were reported. You were seen diligently working to improve the widget initiative. I used the term improve loosely here. What you've done is going to cost countless hours of additional man labor.
But I just thought it would make the customers be happier, relaxed and away.
You were concerned? See, that's it. Being concerned is not your job. You don't seem to understand our vision, our mission, our values.
But if we could get together with Larry, his nose plane's just burned out yet. Maybe the three of us could get together and talk it over.
I need to check this with HR. I'm late for my next meeting. Could you please wait in the waiting room?
Of course. I feel like such a failure. I don't know what I'll do. I think I'm going to lose my job. No matter how hard I try, seems like I just can't ever get anything right.
Oh, don't be so negative. Really, well, this could be an opportunity. I mean, an opportunity for me. Yes, maybe I could use you in my department.
Desdemona, could you please come in? Do you need a moment?
I'll be fine. Just tell me, am I fired? Do I need to pack up my cubicle?
You tell me, do you think you belong here?
I tried so hard. I try to hit the productivity targets, but they're never ending, you know. They just keep on going, but I don't quit. I've never been late. I've never missed a day. I try to get along with the jerks. Keep biting my tongue. See?
Yes. What about the widgets?
Well, there is the widgets. Somehow you'd think that would be enough, but it really isn't.
I'm sorry you're unhappy, but you need to know that there have been concerns. Your lead just doesn't know what's going on with you. Have you talked to the employee assistance program?
I called them 12 years ago. They don't answer. They don't return calls. I think we're having a communication problem.
I'm sorry, Mona, but HR just says you don't fit in with the team. They say you're misassigned to help. You simply just don't belong here.
Are you kidding me? After all these years?
I'm sorry, but you're being terminated.
Seriously?
You just can't be making friends and helping customers when there's widgets to manufacture. But it's not all your fault. The career counselor, you remember, the one in high school? He made some significant errors on your aptitude test.
What will I do now?
Well, assist you with the transfer. I've made a call to a colleague of mine, different kind of business. It's a hot new co-op, you may have heard of them. Angels Cooperative. They want you to start right away.
I'm nervous, but I don't know. Do you think it's a good move for my career?
If it doesn't work out, well, hell's always looking for people. But think about it. You'll be able to make the world better.
I've always wanted to make the world better. Okay, I'll do it.
Perfect. I got the contract right here.
Sign here, here, and here. Good for you. You won't regret it, I promise.
Yes, this is it then. Thank you, Mr. Jacob.
It's what I do, and call me Jay.
Thank you. Woohoo! No, that!
Hello? Hi there, boss. You mean Peter, principal? I've been thinking the same thing. I'll take care of it immediately. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Talk to you later. Mr. Principal? Peter, principal.
Oh, on my way, boss. Listen, I was double checking the company's benefits in for the upcoming year, and it looks like we'll be able to increase the cost of employee insurance by 17%. And skip raises for another year.
I see.
Yeah, just as the cost of living is skyrocketing. Nothing we can do, of course.
Of course.
Nothing. Listen, I would have the benefit statements done sooner, but I spent an inordinate amount of time in the widget inspection today. You know how these things go. I solved the problem, but there's a problem, employee?
Ah, Mona.
Yes, right. Larry and I talked. It's all wrapped up. Rest easy. I got it handled.
Peter, I brought you here to talk about a job opportunity.
I've been expecting this for some time now.
There's an opening down the mall. It has an office by the pool, long lunches, travel to very warm climates, and a tremendous pay raise. You could become a very rich man.
You know what they say about a rich man?
Oh, yes, I do.
So, promotion.
The contract is permanent. Can you handle it? Do you have the bandwidth?
I can do anything I set my mind to.
We have
The disposable amount of labor?
we have that in spades, my friend. You're sure?
Of course I am.
In that case, here's the contract. Sign here, here, and here.
I'll get that. I look forward to working with you, Jake. Can I play Jake?
I go by many names. Many years, Peter. I've been watching you. I'm convinced you're the man for this job. Peter.
I'm taking this with me.
Up they go, and down they go. Is it forever or just one day? I watch them struggle. I see them win at a game with no end of play. Clock goes tick, clock goes tock. Time slows and speeds away. What we do becomes who we are, and that is what I'm here to say.
Today is the first day of winter, and everybody needs to have snow tires put on their vehicles. We find ourselves in the waiting room at a tire store. Montana has many old-timers, but also many newcomers. Sometimes there's a problem.
Oh, Debbie, I'm still so embarrassed about that. Well, I'm just not used to it. My other kids are so serious. I know it's funny in hindsight, but geez, they're probably going to give her 2 or 3 days off of school for that. Well, I can tell you this, next time there's a choir concert, I'm checking that those pockets beforehand. Yeah, well, listen, I've got 9:45 on Thursday is open in the morning. Does that work for you? Okay. All right, great. I'll put you down. Oh, and listen, those Girl Scout badges came in. I'll have Maddie's badges here for you when you come. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, see you then. Bye. Hi, Gary. How are you?
Fine as a frog chair, Jill, fine as a frog chair. Looks like you're putting on a few tires today.
It is dawn till dusk around here.
The weather sure turned quick.
Man. Hey, that grandson of yours was on fire at the game last night.
Yeah, he was.
What do you have? 120 rushing yards?
135. New personal best.
Man, if he keeps that up by the time he's a senior, he's going to break the record.
Yep.
Hey, do you have your keys?
They're on the dash.
Oh, good.
You know,
Okay.
Bobcat's already looking at him.
Oh, Gary, what a shame. Are you sure you don't want him to be a grizzly? Hey, they're going pretty quick back there, so 20 minutes on average.
Oh, there's such huge, fluffy snowflakes out there, Mama. Oh, my Lord, you ain't never seen nothing like it. Do you remember, Mama, when we were in Yellowstone that once when we saw snow? Yeah, and you got that great picture of Donnie trying to pet the buffalo? No, I was 7 and Donnie was 9. You know, we ain't never seen snow like that again, although you forget how cold it is. Good Lord. Okay, Mama, listen. I'm gonna have to let you go because I just got to the tire. Well, hold on now. Oh. Mama, did you know that snow tires come in black just like regular tires? I know, right? I thought it was something like snow foxes or snowy owls or something, you know? Well, never mind that. I'm gonna let you go, okay? I'll talk to you later, all right? Bye-bye. Oh, goodness. Hi, excuse me. Hello. I'm Andrea Newcomer. I'm here to get snow tires for the very first time.
Just don't say.
Well, that's just great. Do you have your key?
Oh, yes, sitting here, here somewhere. You know, I downsized to a smaller person. You think I would have found it. Do you like lilac jelly? You got a highlighter too, that's nice. No. There we go, thank you.
Okay. Well, you're right here. They've got your tires in the back. And it's going to take 30 to 40 minutes. So you want to have a seat. And there's coffee here if you'd like.
Okay, thank you, hon. I'll take a skinny cappuccino with a squirt of peppermint if you got it.
Gee, I'm sorry, hon. It's just the drip.
Oh, that's fine. How cute. Well, allow me to help myself then. That's so nice. Ooh, it smells fresh.
Just babe.
Honey, that's good. I should keep you. Give me your number later. You make me coffee all the time. Well, hello, sir. Beautiful day outside, ain't it? Sure cold, though. Ooh. Oh, I was gonna text my mom something here. Oh, she just texted me back. Hold on. We'll try the speech to text here. No, Mama. We have to scrape the ice off the car windows every morning. No, Mama, we have to scrape the car windows. Send. What you reading there? Oh, a fishing magazine. Getting all hot for summer then, huh? I guess with it being winter, fishing, huh?
Oh, no, they fish all year round here. They just go out on the lake on the ice and drill a hole and fish right through the hole.
Wow, really? I ain't never heard such a thing. That sounds like a whole hobby. I gotta text my mom about this. I just use speech to text again. That seemed to be quicker. And they fish through the ice. What? Ha ha. Laugh emoji. Sin. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. That's my daughter calling. Excuse me. Hi, honey. Well, sure, he can come on over for dinner. That's fine. Chicken and dumpling. I suppose I could find some time to make chocolate cake. But you're going to have to go to the store and pick up me a jar of mayonnaise. No, ma'am. I will not be making my chocolate cake without mayonnaise. Well, just swing on by the tire shop and I'll give you some cash, okay? Okay, honey. Bye-bye. I wonder if my daughter's boyfriend likes to go fishing. That seems like that'd be a really fun hobby. You been fishing long?
About 60 years, give or take a week.
Oh. Well, that's really neat. How long have you been? You must be from around here then, huh?
Yeah.
You look like you came straight out of the hills, no offense.
I was born here.
Oh, that's neat. I'm not from here.
Yeah, I kind of think.
But I already love it here. Well, this is our first winter, so I guess we'll see how long the honeymoon phase lasts, right? It is a little bit grayer than I was expecting.
Yep.
Do you have family here?
Yep.
You're a toughie. And they all live around here?
Yeah. My folks are gone. My sister and her families are here. Got a wife. 2 kids are here. 2 are gone. Got a mess of grandkids running around. Joe there, married to my boy, cousin's boy.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Wow. Well, that's really neat. A whole clan born and raised here. That's real special.
Well, all except for my wife. She's actually from North Carolina.
No kidding. We're from Durham.
She's from Sanford.
Oh, well, that's practically down the road from us. My brother lives in Sanford. Well, ain't that something? Your wife is an import like me, too, just from another era.
I don't think I ever looked at it like that, but certainly the best thing I ever imported. By the way, she puts mayonnaise in her chocolate cake, too.
Well, there ain't no substitute for it. How else are you supposed to get it all nice and fluffy and moist?
I'm not complaining. She's won out of the last 35 years at the county fair, all but 3, first or second place.
Oh, well, I don't mean to brag none, but I happen to be the 4th generation in making our chocolate cake recipe, and there is a secret ingredient that we will never divulge.
You know, the animal shelter auction benefit is coming up this weekend.
Oh.
We need desserts to auction off. Carrie, why don't you get Carol to bring her chocolate cake, and Ms.
Oh, newcomer.
You can bring your version. We'll see if you're going to upset the fair results this summer.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really care much for dogs or cats. Oh. All right, I'll do it.
Okay.
Put me down for Linda bars too.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Gary, your costume.
Well, sir, it was really nice to meet you. And maybe I'll see you at the benefit auction this weekend, huh?
Maybe so.
Hey, Mom.
Actually, would you just hold your hand out here? I'm gonna just give you the, there we go, yeah. Just put, yeah, there we go. Oh, I found it right in the same pocket. There you go, honey.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. I didn't see you here.
Holy smokes.
Oh, boy.
Intermission. Please take time to stretch your legs and we'll be back in 10 minutes and we'll have a new stage manager for that. He thinks he's better looking. He probably is. He's much taller, better, younger, and his GPA is a lot higher than what mine was, so he'll be up next.
Our lovely directors decided it fit to appoint a more youthful and handsome stage director for this evening. So, welcome back. Hope everyone had a good intermission. This first scene we will see, the life on stage calls us two young people wait to audition for the Creative Arts School. Let's watch as they meet in the waiting room.
Hi, Danica. Oh, my name is Kylie. She's kind of scary. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you sad. I'm sorry. I get a little weird when I'm auditioning. Oh, no, it's a ukulele. No, a ukulele. You know, what they play in Hawaii? Yes, a ukulele, and I sing too. Are you auditioning today? Oh, dumb question. This is my first time. I'm really nervous. Have you ever tried auditioning? Well, it looks like it's going to be a while before we're called in. Maybe we should practice a bit while we wait. No, you first. Okay. I have two songs. Do you want to hear them both? Alright. Then you can tell me which one I should play for the audition. This first song is called Lover, Take Me to the Moon, by Madeline Gilbert. If the moon could talk to the sun, would you hate her, or would you love her? Tell me, lover, if the sunrise had eyes, would you see her the way we do, the way you look at me? Tell me, do you like the way I worry? got no meaning. It's a lazy meaning. I feel like I'm dreaming. Things are just seeming to make less sense. If the moon don't listen, would he hate her? Or would he love her? Tell me, lover, if the sunrise had eyes, would she see her view the way we do? The way you look at me. Tell me, do you like the way I can live? Or should I just leave you alone? This next song is called Someone You Love by Louis Capaldi. I'm going under at this time of year, there's no one to save me. It's all or nothing, really caught away, driving me crazy. I need somebody to hear, somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you help me escape. And now the day bleeds into nightfall. When you're not here to get me through it all, I let my guard down and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you love. I'm going under 'cause this time I feel there's no one to turn to. It's all or nothing way of loving, got me sleeping without you. Now I need somebody to know, somebody to heal, somebody to have, just to know how it feels. It's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you numbed all the pain. But now the day bleeds into nightfall. When you're not here to get me through it all, I let my guard down and then you pull the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you love. I let my guard down and then you pull the rug. I was getting kinda used to being someone you love. Thank you. Well, which one do you think I should do? Well, you're a big help. All right, your turn. wonder how long we're gonna have to wait.
That was a great performance, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Our next scene is on a more somber note. The Second World War came to Montana on December 7th, 1941. It's now 1943. This place is a bus depot where two young women begin an adventure that will change their lives.
When I first learned about the war, I was working as a switchboard operator down in Kalispell. It was a good job for a girl back then. One morning, all of a sudden, the whole switchboard just lit up. Now that never happened, so I knew something was going on. I broke the rules and I listened in. People were talking about the bombings of ships at Pearl Harbor. I didn't know where Pearl Harbor was at the time, but the next morning, all the men were lined up around the block to join the military. It seems hard to believe, but people were so angry. They were destroying everything they had that was Japanese. Their teapots, their dishes, all kinds of things.
I remember when I found out about the war. I was riding to school on the school bus when the bus driver was upset. He kept saying, "Those damn Japs!" When we got to school, the principal called all of us down to the gym where we listened to President Roosevelt declare war on the Japanese. My mother was working in the logging camps, cooking, when the radio reported an attack on Pearl Harbor. The radio said the sailors looked like popcorn in their white uniforms as they went out flying out of the ships as they exploded. All of the loggers got upset, so of course my mother did too. Oh, did I miss the bus?
No, the bus is just late.
Well, that's good for me. Say, my name is Myrtle, and I'm from Eureka. You know, the Christmas tree capital of the world. How about you?
I'm Shirley from Rollins, a small town in Flathead Lake.
Really? Where are you headed?
I just joined the Navy, just finished basic. I'm heading down to Corpus Christi where I'm stationed.
Wow, that's a big step.
Yeah, that's the good thing about this war. I knew it was my chance to get out of small town Montana. My chance to get off the farm. So my two brothers enlisted, I said, you know what, I'm going too. It left my dad a little short-handed on the farm, but there was no stopping us from joining up. You know, farmers are actually exempt from the draft, but my brothers chose to enlist anyways. What about you? Where are you heading?
I'm headed to Portland. I'm going to work in the shipyards. Last summer, I went down to Portland and stayed with my sister and her husband, and I got a job as a shipbuilder's helper. I cleaned the messes the shipbuilders left behind. But you know, I came home to finish my senior year. I was determined to graduate. I was going to be the first one in my family to graduate high school. And yesterday was graduation. As soon as I turn 18, I'm going to become a welder and make some money.
Wow, that's so exciting. I really wish you luck, Myrtle.
Thank you, and to you too.
Thank you.
Now, what's that you're working on?
Oh, this? It's just a quilt square. My grandmother started it. Paul's best time on the bus.
Really, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. My bus is here.
Oh, mine too.
Well, good luck, Shirley. Good luck, Myrtle. Perhaps we'll meet again someday?
Yeah, maybe.
We never did stay in contact. The day after graduation, I got the train to Portland, and when I turned 18, I enrolled in welding school, and I finished with high marks. I started welding on the swing shift, 5 p.m. to 1 a.m., and I was making good money. I was making $3 an hour. My father was making $3.50 a day, hauling logs with his own team of horses. We were building troop ships just as fast as we could. It took a lot of ships to move troops to fight the Japanese. A friend of mine and I moved to Vanport, an island on the Columbia River. It rained almost every day that winter. You know, we would get wet on our way to work, and then we had to put on leathers to protect ourselves from welding sparks. Those leathers would steam all day, and at the end of the day, when we'd take them off, we'd just be soaking wet. It was a cold ride home. One day, when I was working on a scaffolding 18 to 20 feet high, the plank I was standing on started to bounce. There was a young man on the end of it jumping up and down. He thought it was funny. Well, I used some good old-fashioned Montana language on that man. And I bet he learned a few new words that day. The war was winding down and people were getting laid off, so I moved to Seattle and got a job. A lot of my friends were married servicemen, but I was determined I wasn't going to marry somebody getting shipped out. The Second World War ended in 1945. What a wild day and night that was. There was dancing, hugging, kissing in the streets. Woo! Well, the war was over, the men were coming home, and there weren't many jobs for women. So I came back to Eureka. I rekindled a friendship from the old logging camps. Wayne had fought in both France and England. We got married, started a family. We had had 2 kids when he got called up for the Korean War. So much for not marrying somebody who was going to get shipped out. While he was gone, using his GI Bill, I bought a house. The Second World War had given us women a taste of independence, and there was no going back.
That seems like such a long time ago. They called us women in the Navy WAVES, Women Accepted for Voluntary Emergency Service. I was stationed in Corpus Christi. The mission was to keep trainer aircraft flying. Corpus Christi was a main base for young men learning to fly. Some men thought women couldn't do this kind of work. I remember one sergeant, he didn't think we could do it, but he ordered us to pull an engine, overstall it, overhaul it, and reinstall it. Boy, did we show him. We did it in record time. So many men were learning to be pilots during the Second World War. Most of them were farm boys, like my brothers. My older brother, George, learned to be a pilot and fought in the Pacific. He was decorated for heroism. When I would go home on leave, I would take pieces of a quilt that my grandmother had started. I would do the applique work. It was called Water Lilies. After the war, my mother and I put the pieces together and we made a quilt. The horrors of World War II caught up with us on November 8, 1943. Mom and Dad were notified that TD, my younger brother, was reported missing in action. TD was a belly gunner on a B-17 bomber, and we later found out that it was his very first mission, and his B-17 went down in the North Sea. We all held out hope that he was captured and was in a prisoner of war camp. The war finally ended in 1945. I mustered out of the service and went home. I had married a young serviceman, a sailor from Michigan. We soon had 3 children. But the marriage didn't last, and I found myself a single mom. I worked in the Christmas tree yard, and I gathered pine cones on the weekend to support my family. I remember it clearly. It was 1950. Mom and Dad received a letter from the War Department. It said that TD's body could not be recovered. Mom had a picture of TD in her bedroom, and she covered it with a black cloth. And Betty, TD's wife, just 6 months, had a headstone placed in the Polson Cemetery. Well, little did Myrtle and I know that 25 years later,
My daughter would marry her own son.
So far. Our last visit is to an unusual waiting room, an ice shack. Now, if any of you have been ice fishing, you know that is indeed a waiting room. It's a room, and there is lots of waiting. Here we meet 2 old fishermen.
So, do you remember how to catch a polar bear?
Well, vaguely, but remind me again.
Okay. Gotta find a lake, okay? And you dig a big hole in a frozen lake. It's gotta be frozen. Oh. Yes. And you take frozen peas and put all around the ice hole. Okay? Sit back and you hide. Find a place to hide real close by. You wait for the polar bear to come up and take a pea, and you run up and you kick him in the ice hole.
I remember that. What have you got in this thing?
Just some ice and a couple of non-alcoholic beers. Why non-alcoholic beer?
Oh, Linda, the old ball and chain, found out I had high blood pressure one time, and I guess she wants to keep me around for a while longer. I'm stuck drinking that stuff, but you know, I kind of like the taste. And besides that, you want to know something?
What's that? Nice.
This one's for you, brother.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think my shoe is full.
Sorry. Didn't see it there. So anyway, she wants me to stick around a little longer, so drink this stuff, I kind of like it. It's not too bad. So anyway, you said your foot's full?
Yeah, full.
All right. So, anyway, when we're speaking of catching something, let's get busy catching fish, you know, because it is Friends Forever Fishing on a fun and fantastic Friday.
I won't be
Fish
catching my breath.
Friday. What's that?
I won't be catching my breath after lugging that thing out there.
What, do you think that thing's too heavy? Maybe you need to start working out some more.
Maybe you need to start working out some more.
What?
I said, maybe you need to start working out some more. No, actually, I was just catching my breath.
I see. Anyway, getting back to Friends Forever Fishing on a fantastic and fun Fish Friday.
Whose idea was that to come up with such a dumb name?
You did, remember?
Oh, yeah. Well, we were like, what, 12 years old, and we couldn't exactly skip school to go fishing, so we had to wait till Saturday morning to go do that.
That's true. But remember the name of our club, don't you? Dave and Ronnie, fishing on a Saturday morning because they're too afraid to talk to girls who would just end up breaking their hearts and ruining their lives forever. Or Darth Myth. Doesn't roll off the tongue quite as easy, does it? And besides that, we could never get anybody to join our club other than just the two of us. And besides that, Mom wouldn't let us cook the fish because she didn't want us to, didn't trust us lighting the stove. So instead, we had to use your sister's little easy bake oven.
Yeah, I remember that, man. Yeah, she said that her chocolate chip cookies tasted like fish for years. Easy baked perch. Still raw, but with a hint of chocolate chip flavor. Yeah, no matter how much you tried to clean it, it still just had that stink to it, you know. Kind of like a silent but deadly fart, you know, where the stench just kind of hangs around. Yeah, she eventually had to throw it away, you know. Could never find a cure for it.
Yeah, maybe that's why I have stomach problems to this day. And besides that, we never did buy her a new one.
No, yeah, we could have chipped in and bought her one. That would have been a nice thing to do, but hey, we could always get her one for a wedding gift.
That'd work. Good idea. And also a bag of mostly raw perch. Speaking of old times, remember that dance we used to start every Saturday morning ice fishing at the Buckwood?
Oh boy, I mean, yeah, how could you yeah, if we weren't so shy back then, you know, we could have gone to, you know, like to the Sadie Hawkins Day dance, and you know, the girls would be just, we'd have to fight them off with a fishing pole. Yeah, life could have been, you know, a lot different now.
Yeah, but that's all in the past, but, you know,
Shoulda.
woulda. How'd that dance go again?
Let's kiss it.
Thanks for reminding me.
Seems like we're both a little rusty and out of sync there.
Yeah. I brought this magazine along because I wanted to show you that. So, look at the gills on that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Now that's a catch.
yeah, I'm thinking. You know, I can't believe nobody wanted to join our club.
I know it. But, speaking of hilarious, did you happen to hear about what old Chuck Filibuster did?
No.
Well, there was this new guy, and he goes out and decides he's gonna go ice fishing. So he goes out there, sets all up. He's fishing, been there all day long, and not fishing, so can't catch nothing. He's just so disgusted. He's getting ready to pack it in, he starts gathering his stuff, and old Chuck, he comes walking across the ice and sets up about a few feet away from him, drills a hole, throws his line down in it, bang, catches one. Newbie's looking at him, what the heck is going on here? Pretty quick, Chucky baits up, throws it down there again, bang, it's another one. That happens 2 or 3 more times in as many minutes. And this newcomer, he's just beside himself. So he comes walking out there, walks over to Chuck, and he's watching him. Chuck don't say nothing to him. He's just keeping fishing. Finally, he looks at Chuck and he goes, "What are you doing different than what I was doing?" Chuck looks at him and goes, Newbie goes, "What'd you say?" "You gotta keep your bait warm."
That sounds like Chuck. You hear about old Sven Johansson? He gets all tanked up and he decides he's gonna go ice fishing. So he gathers up his gear and he goes out onto the ice and starts cutting a hole in the ice, you know. All of a sudden this voice booms out. "There's no fish under that ice." He's looking around, he doesn't see anybody. Goes back, cutting a hole in the ice. And again, the voice. "There's no fish under that ice." He doesn't see anybody, but he's really kind of freaked out about it. He kind of moves over and starts a new hole, you know. Drilling a hole. Again, the voice. "There's no fish under that ice." And he looks up into the bright lights and he says, "Is that you, God?" And the voice comes back and says, "No, you moron. It's the ice rink manager."
It kind of sounds like old Sven. I can't believe I never heard about that, but yeah, I can get some drinking. I can see that happen. Oh, man. Sure good to be out with you again. Yeah, it seems like we never get to go out much together anymore to go fishing. And, you know, I gave up fishing one time.
Really?
Yep. The worst weekend of my life.
Yeah, I know. But you know, work had me traveling a lot, and I was all over the place. And But I did get to fish a few times, and quite honestly, it wasn't the same without you, I'm glad we were able to get together this weekend now.
Yeah, me too.
I've been thinking about life a lot lately, and maybe settling down. I usually see signs that just it makes me want to stay single.
Well, speaking of signs, that was the chair, that wasn't me.
No, I know you. That was not you.
Check this out. Wanted. Good woman who can cook, clean, and sew, dig worms, and clean fish. Must have a boat and motor. Please send picture of boat and motor.
That's what I mean. Every time that I find, a great lady, come along, bam, something comes along and it just, changes my mind. Especially if it's, fishing related, it just changes my mind. And, well, I get cold feet, and that's even if she likes to fish.
Yeah, I tried to get Linda interested in fishing. I even got a fishing rod for her. Best trade I ever made. Hey, what's said in the ice shack stays in the ice shack. Oh, man. So, yeah, women in relationships are a lot like fishing, ice fishing. You put your line into a hole in the unknown, and you just have to sit there and wait, and you never know when something's going to come along and take the bait. Speaking of bait, what are you using?
No, I can't catch a dang fish.
What kind of? Well, no wonder why. That just screams desperate! Uh-oh.
I hate when that happens.
Want me to pinch it for you?
No,
That didn't sound good.
No, it didn't. No. Yeah, you stay on your side of the chair.
I've heard of people using minnows for bait, but never a minion.
The bring works.
But obviously, it's not working. Yes. Anyway, like I was saying, being around having a relationship with women, it's a lot like fishing. You just you never know when the right one's gonna come along.
Yeah, and when you do get a bite, it's generally not the one you want to keep.
True, but it also could be the big one that drags you under the ice.
There's that. Yeah, I've been waiting for a long time. It's getting cold in here, dude.
Well, let's drink some more beer and maybe it'll warm something up. Oop. Thought I had it.
Thought you had one. Who you have? Hey, so we were talking about, folks, did you hear what old fish gut Clyde told me? So apparently a couple of fellas came down from New York and they want to try some ice fishing, right? So Clyde sets them up with their bait and their tackle and all the things that they're going to need, right? And so he sends them up to Weasel Claw Lake, 2 miles. Well, it's snowing to beat the band. And the wind is blowing so hard, it's just blowing it straight back up there. Well, they come back and they are fit to be tied angry. And he's like, what's the matter, fellas? You're gonna love this. So they tell him that they spent 5 hours trying to dig a hole in the ice big enough to put the boat in. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that sounds like old fish cut already. Oh, what time's it get? Wait, my watch?
Yeah, I got some new one.
Yeah,
Is it so loud?
yeah, some of that. Anyway, Linda's gonna be mad at me if we don't get going, so better drink a brewski so we can get going here. Oh, well, we didn't catch anything.
Well, I gotta tell you, it's great to finally, get to spend some time with you. And, well, even though we got skunked, it's man versus nature.
Yeah, but, I'll carry the cooler better.
Well, you should, it's a lot lighter.
Yeah. Fine line between standing on the shore looking like an idiot and fishing, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as your relationship go, my friend, all you gotta do is keep casting, be patient, and the right one come along. And when you get that record breaker, you can mount it above your fireplace, you'll enjoy it for the rest of your life. And remember, we'll always have friends forever, fishing on a fantastic and fun Fish Fry Day.
Baby, I just want to find someone who loves me all the time. Oh, I know this for long, just thought I was wrong. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. Whoa. It's time to say goodbye.
Kick him in the ice hole.